Recording one.
Okay. That'll be easy. Four through eight. Then I was 4 through 8. What function is going to tonight?
Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. And we will get started. There are no public comments on the agenda items list. But what we are going to do before we get started and call the meeting to order is to recognize the Pine Bluff High School government class. And I believe that the Alicia Smith is here. And I'd ask you to come to the mic and introduce our students.
Good afternoon, evening, everybody. My name is Miss Purple, better known as, but my name is Alicia Smith. I'm a government teacher at Pine Bluff High School, and I am here representing and introducing to you the graduating seniors for the class of 2026. They're currently in the government class, thank you, and I have found it to be true in these last 3 years that I've been teaching 12th graders that they're just not engaged in government. They didn't see the purpose for it. So I decided that it was very important that every year they come and introduce themselves to you, tell you who they are, so you know who they are, and we can encourage young voters to take part in the voting process. So if you would give each of them about 10, 15 seconds to tell you about themselves, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Smith.
And I'll stand here for motivation, by the way.
Hello, my name is Shania Burnley. I'm in 12th grade. I'm 17 years old and I want to vote. I'm attending in Ms. Purple AP Government and Politics class, and I just want to learn more about the City Council.
Excuse me, do you know who your city council reps are?
Oh yeah, my City Council reps is Glenn Brown and Giovanni Benson.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is MD Rahat. I'm in 12th grade. I'm 17. I'm here for AP Government, and my ward person is Mr. Brown and Mr. Denson.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. My name is Dears Logwood. I am a senior. I am a registered voter. I am here for Ms. Purple AP Government class. And the reason I'm here, I just want to get a real in-depth look at your all's meetings. And my ward is Mr. Glenn Brown.
And Councilwoman Benson, too.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
And Mrs. Dixon.
Yes. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jordan Anderson. I'm a graduating senior at Palmer High School. I'm 17. I will be registered to vote in November 21st. I am enrolled in Ms. Smith, aka Ms. Purple's AP Government and Politics class, and I'm here to introduce myself to the City Council and to my ward reps, Ms. Frazier and Mr. Fields.
All right, all right.
My name is Tamira Gurley. I'm in 12th grade. I'm 18 and I just registered to vote last week. I'm in Ms. Purple AP Government class. I stay in Whitehall, but the ward I want to, it's Ms. Frazier, and yeah.
Thank you so much. And so all of you will, who are not registered, will be able to register on your 18th birthday. And that's why you were saying in November, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll look forward to you being official voting citizens. But thank you so much for coming and introducing yourself. And yes, if any council members have any questions.
Excuse me, just one moment. I want to make sure there were no parents here representing the other students, because I saw one in the parking lot and I didn't know if she left or not. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so everybody introduced themselves, great. But what I didn't hear from graduating seniors was, what are you going to be doing next year?
Good question, Councilmember Brown.
I plan on going to college and majoring in engineering.
Okay. UAPB?
I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay. Okay.
I plan on attending Clark Atlanta University with a major in biology pre-med.
All right.
Awesome.
I plan on attending JSU next year, and, you know, and majoring in music education.
All right.
Excellent.
I plan on attending Grambling University, majoring in nursing and minoring in psychology.
All right.
Excellent, all right.
I plan to go to UCA and majoring in civil engineering.
Okay. All right.
Very good. Very
Thank you
good.
again, Mayor. And I again wanted to say the reason why I wanted them to come is even though they're not going to UAPB, these students will be registered voters in this county.
Absolutely.
And I need to remind them and you that they will be sending in those absentee votes. So I need them to be active about what's going on in the city of Pine Bluff. Thank you
Absolutely.
for having us.
All right.
And even though they're not,
Councilmember Frazier?
and even though they're not attending UAPB, we're looking for them to come back to their city and invest and support and, okay, we don't want this to be the last time we see you. Amen? All right, I'm in church.
Thank you all so much. And so now with that, we will call the meeting to order. And we will begin with the invocation. Pastor Cleandra Gatson of Greater Ward Chapel AME is here with us to lead us in prayer. Thank you. Please stand.
Recording in progress. Proverbs 16:3 tells us to commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Let us pray. Father God, first and foremost, we want to thank you for this day. God, we thank you for each and every leader, each and every person that has walked through those doors on this day to handle your business. God, we pray as this meeting goes forward that everything would be done in decent and in order, that you would bring clarity, that you would bring understanding, that you would bring your wisdom and guidance in this place, God, so that your business may be conducted for this city of Pine Bluff, so we can continue to be even greater than we are right now. Continue to lead and guide us in the most humble way, in the most best way that you know how. God, we thank you, we love you, and for everything you have done, we say thank you. It is in the most matchless name of Jesus we pray, and all of God's children said amen.
Amen. And now we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Kinley Winters of Friendship Academy. And you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Ariel Winters, and I go to Friendship Academy. Would y'all please join me to say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Mays?
Here.
Councilmember Holcomb?
Here.
Councilmember Brown?
Here.
Councilmember Lockett?
Here.
Councilmember Frazier?
Here.
Councilmember Brunson?
Here.
Councilmember Denton? Councilmember Fails?
Here.
Thank you. And now the approval of minutes for September 11th and the special call September 15th, 2025. I will hear a motion for approval.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the minutes from September 11th and September 15th be approved. Any discussion? All those wishing to vote for the approval of minutes indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And now we will move forward toward the committee reporting. And Councilmember Brown, if you will please deliver the report on Ways and Means.
Thank you, Mayor. Ways and Means met just before this council meeting. We had one resolution. It was a resolution amending 2025 municipal budget. transfer and reallocate funds for the code enforcement department. The total for that budget adjustment was $18,000, and it was sent to the full council with a due pass. And that concludes Ways and Means.
Thank you. And now, hello? Okay. For ordinances and resolutions, Councilmember Holcomb, will you please deliver that report?
Yes, Mayor. Agenda items number 1 and 2 are both ordinance. They will be completed on tonight. Number 3 is a resolution. It will be completed on tonight. Agenda items 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 have all been removed from the agenda item by the sponsor. I'm going to repeat that again. Agenda items 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 have been removed by the sponsor. Number 10 is a resolution. It will be completed on tonight. Number 11 is a resolution. It will be completed on tonight. All of you should have a resolution in front of you. If added to the agenda, it will be number 12, a resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Ambassadors for Christ Youth Ministries, AFC, for services in combating juvenile crime, reducing violence against children, reducing the emotional impact of violence involving children and families, build community awareness, involvement in the fight against violence against children and related purposes. I move that this resolution be added to the agenda.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that resolution number 12 be added to the agenda. Any discussion?
Yes, I have questions about this particular resolution. Madam Mayor, to what does it pertain to? Is there a grant that this is related to? I looked at it thoroughly, and I'm looking at the city's contribution, which I kind of understand, but I don't understand the other part. And trying to see when is the time.
You mean when you say the other part, you mean what
the collaborating organization is proposing?
Okay. So I do know that there is an existing grant, because I think it's something that we supported earlier in the year. And I do know also that they are in the process of getting several of their grants reauthorized. So aside from what is contained in the documentation, I couldn't tell you what they would do more than what they are doing. We know they come with funds. We know they have staff and operate in concert and in partnership with several organizations in the city, including the city itself and including GBI. Now, I believe there's someone here who could speak to Ms. Wooten, if you would come to the mic, and maybe she could, if you'll be okay with that.
Yes. I just need more explanation.
Add a little more information and answer any specific questions you may have.
That's what I'm saying, Madam.
Good evening. I am Kenesha Caldwell. I am standing on behalf of Ambassadors for Christ. We are a nonprofit organization located right here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. We've been embedded in the community for 9 years, doing the different services that we have. What we have going before you today is actually a memorandum of understanding that came before you with the redactions and changes within the current administration, that it was withdrawn from you guys and it's been given back to you guys now. So we turned it in, and then they weren't going to fund the grant, and then the grant funding came back. It was part of the Trump administration not being able to give us the funding at the time. And then they put the grant back out there, but then we had to go through the process again. And so it's the same memorandum that we're giving right back to you guys. We just have to come back to you to ask for your signatures again.
So this is something we already...
We've already done it, and we've had this grant in the community, this very same grant, for the 9 years. You've signed it this year, and again, because of the administration, we have to come back before you to do it.
Councilmember, do you have any further questions?
Yeah, when did we,
It was probably like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was just a few months ago.
It was a few months ago.
okay.
Ambassadors for Christ, yeah.
I thought you were familiar with our program. We've talked to you several times. You've come to visit us and all.
Yeah, I mean, I talked, but I know now, okay, so, now, did the grant include GVI?
We do have grants that include GBI.
Because we just fully funded GVI just earlier in the year, so I'm trying to
We
figure out
did,
to
and-
what part of, because I mean, we just added 3 positions to GVI, but previously GVI only had 1 staff member.
We work in collaboration very closely with GBI. We also provide funding for GBI as well. We're able to, because of our grant writer, our CEO, the business, we were able to give GBI a little bit over $20,000 this year.
Yeah, I've been made aware that, but in what way? I mean, it's not in staffing, because we don't have a staff
Well, you
member to
guys
be-
provide counseling, interventions for us, for the juveniles, whether it's anger management, how to cope, how to intelligently think emotionally, and so on and so forth. So those are things that GBI provides for the children, the juvenile that's in the AFC program.
And if I could interject, because I'm just looking at this, and I do know that this is something that we looked at before, because we had to have a conversation with and get the support of Chief Warrior, because the signature this year provided more information in the memorandum of understanding. So I did have some communication with her, and we did get it passed. But what I'm looking at now, it does offer some specifics as a partner in good faith GVI will provide. And then there are about 6 bullets. It starts out with mentoring and outreach services in collaboration with Ambassadors for Christ. And from what I recall, because Ambassadors for Christ has several partnerships and they identify youth to work with, I believe that the role of GVI would be to really offer, it's like a connector, to provide the services that they already provide, but in conjunction with the young people who are engaged with Ambassadors for Christ. But I just would point to the first page on the memorandum of understanding. There are 6 bullets that identify what GVI would be providing, and then following that, I'm gonna go on and count. There are 4. Okay, so there are 13 items that Ambassadors for Christ would provide. I think the first one reads, develop and implement trauma-informed prevention and intervention strategies that address risks, strengthen protective factors, and reduce the impact of violence on children and families in the target communities. And we do know, I mean, I just would say probably 2 weeks ago, I got a call to help a couple of adult students, and when I say adult, high school students, they had just turned 18 and had some traumatic situations happen in their family situation, which rendered them homeless. And in 48 hours, Ambassadors for Christ helped provide housing for those young people. So they're super valuable, I think, to the community and what we're trying to do in the schools, but also with GVI. Those 2 young people were not connected to GVI, but let's say they had some issues with the system, with the criminal justice system. I think that's where this would have fallen in line to say, hey, while we provide wraparound services, which include housing, food for these young people, let's connect them with GVI as well. So I think that's what this is. And again, this is a continuation since the funding is now provided. We know that there have been, unfortunately, a lot of grants that have been placed on pause, including the watershed program, that moved forward. I think this is much like the same, and I'll just stop there.
Okay. Now, give me I just need one, like, the $20,000, is that an in-kind type thing, or?
I can't say, I really don't know off the top of my head. I do know that that is the actual value. I'm not for sure how it is awarded to you guys. I can get back with you. I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah, now, this other thing here, I'm kind of directly opposed to. There is one bullet point that says directly support law enforcement operations, including immigration law enforcement. And that's some of that Trump stuff. Now, I'm not into that.
Well, it's not so much of that, because we do believe in fairness for all.
Wait, where
I don't
is that?
recall seeing that on there, but.
Yeah, I'm not hallucinating. It's on the third page. The third bullet point, really the second bullet point, directly, I mean, it's.
Well, I tell you this.
Our GVI program is embedded in our police department, so it directly supports law enforcement by its very existence, but this other little parenthetical thing.
Well, I need you to understand that portion from us. That portion is that if the parents or someone is picked up for ICE, just like we did for the other kids, the other two kids the other week, we're able to provide housing if they're separated until we could get them permanent housing or permanent situations within their families. So yes, unfortunately, if their parents are illegal immigrants and picked up by ICE, we will be able to take care of those children as long as they're between those ages and provide them with housing and so on.
So you're talking about a supportive role,
supportive role.
not engage. I mean, you wouldn't have.
We're not going to.
This organization doesn't have the authority to take any law enforcement action against anyone. You're talking about providing support for young people.
Right. If the law was to pick someone up, they could contact us and we would provide the housing if they qualify. We would help try to provide the food or whatever. It's necessary in this climate, Councilman Lockett, because we don't know what ICE will do. And so we want to let people know that if something occurs, that we are available and willing to help those children. We're not going to throw them to the wayside. They're not going to stay out overnight, anything like that. We do what we have to do in that very moment to provide care for those children.
Can I say something?
Councilmember Mays.
Like Ms. Wooten and Pastor Crumpton, GVI, you can trust their judgment. A lot of people I won't. I've been knowing her and Pastor Crumpton for years, and I'm very sure that them working together will do the right thing. Now, a lot of people I wouldn't trust it, but I would trust you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions or concerns?
I just want to add, I was here when you all came to the city of Pine Bluff, and you all have been a valuable asset to the city in regards to being advocates for youth, advocates for even parents, you know, so I'm excited that we're working together, because that's one of the things that everybody is working on silos, and we need to pull together and work together as a unit in order to effectively help our youth and our city as a whole. So I just want to say again, I'm in support of Ambassadors for Life. For Christ. For Christ. It is for life. It is
support of us for life. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. It is for life. But Ambassadors for Christ, I'm in support of you all in the work that you do, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we can elevate even higher with the working with GVI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further comments?
For the council. Now, only when you go forward.
Okay, hold on. Let's finish with what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now we're just dealing with the agenda and as to whether or not we will accept this to be placed on the agenda. And right. So with no more questions, then I'll ask Madam Clerk to call the roll for this vote.
Councilmember Mays.
Aye.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
Councilmember Denton. Councilmember Fails.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion passes. So now that will be added to the agenda. We still gotta vote on it, y'all, but it's gonna pass.
That's right. Look at the babies. See, the babies know what's going on.
Okay, so, Councilmember Holcomb, does that conclude your report?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
You said back to your, items is gonna.
4 through 9. 4 through 9 has been
Okay.
pulled, right?
I got them circled.
Okay,
I
so
just
that
wanted to
means
make
that
sure.
items 1 through 3 and 10 through 12 will still remain
Okay.
for,
I just wanted to make sure.
council action. Okay, next is, Councilmember Frazier, will you please deliver the report on economic and community
Yes,
development?
Economic and Community Development will be meeting October 14th at 11 a.m. It will be at the Economic and Community Development Center. It will be in person and online. And also, I want you to know that we have our next movie date, October 24th, at the library from 6 to 9, and it is filling up fast. We have 100 seats. We're already past 50. So if you plan to attend, please RSVP by calling me, 870-575-3619. Everybody say, why you give your number? But it's out there. 870-575-3619. And we will put you on there. That is your entry. It is a free movie. All the movies are free. You know we don't have a movie theater, so the citizens asked for it, so we're doing it, and we are giving it to you for free, but you have to RSVP. You will be fed. You will have all the little goodies that you have at the movie theater, the popcorn, the candy, and some dinner. So please come out and support. The movie that we're playing this time is called Facing the Giants. It's a really good football movie, and I hope you come and watch it. That ends my report.
You say your meeting is at 11 o'clock? The meeting is at
Yes, the meeting is at 11 a.m. on October 14th, Tuesday, October 14th.
And does that conclude your report?
Yes.
Thank you, Councilmember Frazier.
Thank you.
Councilmember Denton is absent, so she will be unable to deliver the report on public health and welfare. Councilmember Lockett, will you please deliver your report on public works?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Public Works meeting committee will meet this week. I'll be issuing a notice out via the city clerk. That concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Lockett. Councilmember Fails, will you please deliver your report on development and planning?
Yes. So the Development and Planning Committee last met on September the 25th. We reviewed resolutions 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9. And just for the clarification of those listening and watching, the city owns several properties, and these are bid requests from private owners who are trying to acquire city property. They place bids on these properties. Our committee, we voted to send this to the full council. However, we did receive a question about the pricing of these. There's a fair market value for all these pieces of land, but the bids are below what that market value is. And so while, I do believe the city should be flexible and not always go at market value, the city attorney advised that we sit down and establish some rules just to make sure we're doing that in a fair way. So we'll be following up with the city attorney's office and the zoning department to get that sketched out over the next few weeks so that hopefully we can bring this back at our next meeting or the meeting after that. And I did just also for some of the audience members, I believe I saw on social media, unless I'm wrong, that there was going to be a hearing for the Bobo Road project. I know I've addressed some people, but if there's anybody else in the audience expecting that, that's actually not on the agenda. So I just wanted to make that clarification. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilmember Phelps. Councilmember Brunson, will you please deliver your report on traffic and aviation?
Thanks, Mayor. Traffic and aviation has not met, but I do plan on having a meeting. I'm thinking on next Thursday, but I'll have to get with the city clerk on that date and time, and it will be sent out to everyone. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Holcomb, will you please deliver your report on administration?
Thank you, Mayor. The Administration Committee will meet next Tuesday, October 14th, in person and hybrid. That will be at 1 p.m. right here in the council chamber.
Okay.
Okay, does that conclude your report?
That concludes my report.
Okay, great. And Councilmember Brown, will you please deliver your report on public safety?
Mayor,
Let me, hold on. Yes.
I know you were, last year, you were not here during the administration. Homecoming is this week, and I've been asked by some business owners on Main Street that we will take the precautions of placing the barricades during the parade and protecting their property. Are we gonna do that again this year?
Yes, if you would, we can have a conversation offline, because I didn't know that that wasn't done in the past, or that it was new. And I'm sure that that's something we would need to confer with the street department director about, to ensure that we continue doing whatever change that was made last year. Okay. Okay. Councilmember Brown, will you please deliver your public safety report?
Yes, Mayor. Public safety will meet on Wednesday, that's October 8th, 1:30, and we will have that meeting inside the council chambers here.
Great, thank you. Does that complete your report?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And now we will move toward action on the proposed ordinances and resolutions. And Councilmember Holcomb?
Yes, ma'am. Agenda item number 1, an ordinance prescribing protocols for the process of payment of confidential funds by the city clerk's office and for related purposes up for the third and final reading.
An ordinance prescribing protocols for the processing of payment of confidential funds by the city clerk's office and for related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that ordinance number 1 be adopted by the council. Any discussion? With no discussion, I'll entertain a motion. With no discussion, I'll call the vote, sorry. All those voting for the passage of ordinance number 1 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 2, an ordinance amending section 2-141 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, to authorize municipal government to make electronic payments and related purposes up for the third and final reading.
An ordinance amending section 2-141 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, to authorize municipal government to make electronic payments and related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that ordinance number 2 be adopted by the council. Any discussion? Councilmember Frazier?
And I just want to confirm that this is just so that we can look at because there's some concerns by the clerk, so I just want to make sure that this ordinance is in regards to just us actually working on the policy and procedures for electronic.
Thank you for that question. So what this does is, first of all, allows the city to pay by electronic payment, but that cannot be done until the clerk, the treasurer, and the finance director come together to define what the standard operating procedures would be. And once that is done, we would move forward, much like most other cities, much like the state. It does not occur that in the language of the state, for example, that the rules and regs are incorporated in the language.
No, I'm not looking
of
for
the
that.
right. But so the actual standard operating procedures that the city uses to actually pay our bills electronically would be defined actually by the clerk and by the treasurer as well as the finance director.
Okay.
Councilmember Mays.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would like to say this: are all three of them in agreement with this ordinance?
When I first drafted the ordinance,
there were some questions. I worked on it directly with all three of them, and up until recently, all three of them were. The clerk brought some concerns, and I think that the concerns would be addressed in the process of defining the standard operating procedures for sure.
Well, Mayor, it should be up front. Gina, are you for this? Yes or no? City Clerk, are you for this, yes or no?
I support electronic payment.
Yes or no to this ordinance, though?
However, I think that we should pause, due to the fact that we do not have the implementation of our new, technology of Tyler information system structure. So I think we're just putting the cart before the horse. I'm not saying vote it down. I'm just saying let us slow down and pause and put the procedures with it so you would be comfortable enough, each and every one of you will be comfortable enough to understand the operation of it.
So is the city treasurer here? Is she with this? I want everybody to be in agreement.
Council member, I just explained that all three of them were absolutely in support of this, and you just heard the clerk say that she's in support of electronic payments. I think that if there is a concern about, it sounds like there's a concern about what the standard operating procedures would be. Standard operating procedures do not belong in the language of the ordinance, which is why the ordinance actually stipulates that the very three people that you were asking about their support would actually define what those standard operating procedures were. And I guess I would also add to the point that Madam Clerk just made about putting the cart before the horse. This body actually voted for the creation of the procurement position because we cannot wait until after Tyler comes fully on board to make any changes. We have to make some of these changes in concert with the transition to the new system. I have met with our expert and our project manager, Vivian Wright, about this, and she is absolutely in support of this and has seen this legislation as well. And I would also add that when we talk about advancing our processes and using technology for efficiency, one of the things that we are in the process of doing right now is working with our bank that holds our general funds account, which is Reliant, to utilize a deposit machine so that we can deposit all of our checks electronically using their deposit machine on our premises so that we don't have to go through the process of processing checks and delivering them and then waiting for them to be deposited that way. We will be able to use their deposit machine, hold our checks for a requisite amount of time, and it's that kind of technology efficiency that makes total sense, that catches us up to the 21st century and catches us up to smaller and larger municipalities that are doing this. There's no reason why we would not do this except to just not do it because we've done it a different way in the past. And I think that the people have been very clear that that is not a basis for us to continue to do things or not do things. And finally, I would add that I attended the training at Reliance with our collectors and finance staff just to make sure and see what we were doing, what was all involved. And while I was there, I talked with 3 bank officials and told them about the legislation that we're working to get passed. And they shared with me, and actually John Wall had shared this with me before I went in person, but I got more details. They shared that the way that electronic payments is done on a governmental, commercial level is different than how we go online and pay our bills. So it's very different. And what they shared is the system of electronic pay for companies and government is more secure than using paper checks. It is more secure. There is more opportunity and likelihood for fraud using paper checks than electronic. And just the basic premise of that, if you think about it, just like anyone who gets their hands on anybody's check, what's at the bottom of the check? Your routing number and your account number. So if anybody gets their hands on a city's physical check, anybody could see that information and duplicate the checks and commit fraud that way. Now, that's not what tends to happen, but it's that kind of exposure that on its face makes paper checks more susceptible to fraud than electronic payment. Councilmember Frazier.
And I just so I can clarify, I have no problem with doing electronic payments, and I do know from being a part of New World, I was here when New World was implemented and went through the process of being trained in New World, and I do know that we have to give they can't just go and start an electronic system of payment without us having this legislation.
Correct.
So I do understand that. I just wanted to clarify. That's the only reason why I was asking what this was for, so that way when they come on, when they start going through their process, they can actually put into place electronic.
Absolutely, and that's what would happen under this legislation. Okay. Are there any more questions of council members? Madam Clerk, Madam Clerk, if a council member has a question, a specific question of you, then we would be in line with protocol. But that's how we have to do this. So does a council member have a question of the clerk?
Madam Mayor, with all due respect, I think your protocol is improper because I am an elected body member of this council.
But you are not a member of the council, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No,
I
you're
am a
not.
member of the council.
You're not a council member.
As a whole, I am a...
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue on
Mayor, I
this.
just want to make 3 clarifications.
Madam Clerk, it's not a vouch. No, it's not a vouch.
Okay.
It's not a vouch.
Well, thank you for...
Do you have a specific question?
Yes,
What is your question, Councilmember Mays?
My question is same question you have, but the city treasurer, city clerk, and the finance director. The finance director is here. City clerk is here. The treasurer is not. This is a lot of money to be just...
There's no money. There's no money.
It's the paperwork.
But there's no money. But Councilmember Mays, do you have a question
yes, for the city clerk.
do you have a question of Madam Clerk?
Yes.
What is it?
To go ahead and explain what you were saying.
Madam Clerk.
The 3 clarifications that I wish to make is, one is, when you made the statement that the language of protocols and procedures and guidelines should not be in the ordinance itself. I totally disagree with you because that is the proper manner in which laws are implemented. And then secondly, you stated that to do not do electronic payments will not be efficient for the city. No one is denying the fact of electronic payments is not efficient, and we all support that. And the third final thing about this being more secure, we just recently, in which I shared with every council member, a scam alert that we've had with the electronic transfers. So I wanted to make those
What electronic
clarifications.
transfers?
Arkansas Municipal League just submitted to us a scam alert, and I shared that with you.
In Pine Bluff, that there's something happened, there was a scam that was...
It's been a scam alert on transfer payments, on transfers, for electronic transfers, in which I shared that with you. Arkansas Municipal League Legal Division has shared that with us, They submitted that out statewide.
I saw that.
And
that's
you have
2
a
years
copy
old,
there.
and they're a scam. They're supposed to do that. The Attorney
No, that
General
wasn't 2 years
has
old.
sent out scam alerts over the years because they are supposed to do that. But there are scam alerts for people taking payments over the phone. There are scam alerts for people who write checks. There are scam alerts out there for people who are taking advantage of people. We had a scam alert last week for someone online telling people that they owed money to our one of our government entities, and it wasn't true. And that is a matter of communication. That's a matter of law enforcement. But that doesn't mean that we don't lean into and do the right thing to create the efficiencies. And we can disagree. Anyone can disagree with me, but anyone can disagree with a city council member. But the bottom line is, I have been a lawmaker for 10 years on the state level, and now I'm the mayor, and I'm very clear that in most municipalities and in the state, that's why you have a rules and regs process with the state. The rules and regs are not passed as a part of legislation. It is a separate component of identifying standard operating procedures, and that's all that this legislation proposes.
That comes
And
before
I'm not
the
going to
body
argue. If
for
this is
vote.
not an argument back and forth, you made your point. I'm making my point, and then I just would ask if any council members have any further questions or concerns at this point.
I just say this. I do agree with you, Mayor, on the fact that the policy itself should not be included in the ordinance. It should be attached. So I agree with you there. And also that if we're going to go forward with the electronic payments, we have to pass this in order to start doing the process. So
That's
we have to have this in order to sit down, and I guess it would be the clerk, finance director, and the city treasurer. We would sit down with, I guess, our consultant, and then we establish the policy, make sure it's implemented into the software, then we can move forward with it.
That's correct.
So we have to have this in place to get.
Hold on. Were you finished, Councilmember Brown?
Oh, yes.
Okay, Councilmember Lockett.
Yeah, I disagree, Councilman Brown. I've never seen, of the research that I've done with these, there's usually an exhibit with it that outlines the specific policy. I've never seen one done like this where it assigns the responsibility for developing the policy to key people. Usually, the research that I've done with electronic payments, it outlines which city employees are to sign on electronic payments and outlines the procedure, such as, some of them have statements like the electronic policy shall follow the written paper check policy, and that's the policy.
Correct.
But I've never seen one done like this.
But look at number 3.
Mhm.
Number 3 says the protocols and any amendments thereto shall be presented to the city council for approval before inclusion in the manual. So it has to come back.
Oh, I agree. What I'm saying is this doesn't really do anything. It just allows us to
establish
right.
it.
But that's what I'm saying, that of the other cities that I've seen with electronic payments, they all come with an exhibit that outlines the policy itself. I haven't seen one yet that outlines who's going to draft the policy. Because we can draft policy all day. We don't need permission to do so.
Councilmember, I think, too, one of the challenges here and distinctions is that not every city has a treasurer, not every city has a treasurer and a clerk. Not every city's clerk does accounts payable. So I think that you're not going to see exactly the same thing. And then most of our cities are very, very small. You're going to see some distinctions. We saw some distinctions when we looked at comparable legislation, but this legislation has been run through everybody. The city attorney, the municipal league, our treasurer, our finance director, worked with extensively the clerk. It's been through this legislative process before, and if we know that our finance-related officers or designees play a role in defining the standard operating procedures and put these procedures in place. You just heard Councilmember Brown note in the law that would require those procedures or some semblance of that to come before you for the very thing that you're wanting to see at this point. I mean, I think the issues are addressed, and I don't quite understand, you know, what the fear or unreadiness is, but what I can tell you is that the process we have right now in place, and I've talked to you just recently, at the top of this meeting, but before, and I've mentioned it to several of you on this body, we all know that no system is perfect, but we also know that our current system with paper checks is not foolproof, and we are still under or cooperating with an investigation for funds that have gone right through our current system, where we have paid bills that weren't really our bills in this system. So if we understand that what happened in Parks and Rec, that right now the count is over $250,000 that has been stolen from this city, in part bills paid with a paper check coming through our existing process, I am not clear why we are not open and ready to move forward and use technology to our benefit. I have shared that the bank that holds most of the money that comes through this city has advised us that electronic payments is more secure than what we're doing now. I don't know what else to say. Any further questions before we call the question? Councilmember Mays.
Go back to the city treasurer, city clerk, and the finance director are responsible. Now, the question is, are all three here tonight? I mean, this is a big deal. This is a big deal.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish.
Stop. We're not yelling. We're not doing all that.
Well, there's no yelling. I just want to finish.
I don't think they have to be here we the ones who gonna vote.
Well, I want to hear what they have to say. They are. They're on the.
I just don't feel like
the citizens don't have this paperwork. I don't think everybody has one.
Well, it's public knowledge. If the packet goes out, anybody can read before we get here.
Okay.
Well, we've worked with the treasurer on this, and I do believe that, I mean, this is the second time we're going through this process. If she had any concerns, I'm sure you would have heard from her, just like you would hear from a citizen, just like you heard from the clerk. So she has not signed up to speak against this measure. She didn't send you all an email. She didn't text you. So her not being here is not an indication that she is not supportive.
What I'm saying is this is a big decision.
Councilmember Holcomb?
Yes. Well, I call
That's a non-debatable, that is a non-debatable motion.
Well, you know.
So the motion has been made and seconded. With no further discussion, we will call for the vote. All of those who are, we'll go ahead and ask, all of those in favor for this measure, and that would be ordinance number 2, indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes. Motion passes. Thank you. Councilmember Holcomb.
Agenda item number 3, a resolution amending resolution number 4921 to correct the amount due for a property NWC northwest corner of 5th and Beach Avenue.
Whereas the amount due needs to be corrected with respect to a property listed in resolution number 4921 passed August 4th, 2025, titled a resolution providing for placement of cost of correcting certain nuisances on tax books as delinquent taxes and collected as such. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that resolution number 4921 passed August 4th, 2025 is amended as follows. Respecting the property described under the name Christie Cross and Chase Cross with location northwest corner of 5th and Beach, which is found on page 3 of resolution number 4921, should reflect the following changes. Changing line 19 from $1,182.17 to read $182.17. The Code Enforcement Department will cause this resolution to be filed in the deed and lien records of Jefferson County, Arkansas, and mail a copy to the last known address of the property owner.
Move for adoption.
It's been moved and seconded that agenda item number 3 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who vote for resolution number 3 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And now we will go down to, you got it.
Agenda item number 10, a resolution amending the 2025 municipal budget to transfer and reallocate funds for the Code Enforcement Department.
Whereas in accordance with ordinance number 6849, an adjustment to the municipal budget must be made by ordinance or resolution depending upon which form was used to approve the budget. And whereas the 2025 municipal budget was adopted by resolution 4849. And whereas an adjustment and changes to the budget is needed as described and detailed in the attached budget adjustment for the purpose of transferring and reallocating funds within the Code Enforcement Department's budget to cover increased costs as detailed in the request. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the adjustment to the 2025 municipal budget as reflected and explained in the attached budget adjustment having been examined is approved. The particulars thereof as detailed in the attachment are incorporated herein as if fully set forth word for word and number for number. Section 2, that the 2025 municipal budget adopted by resolution number 4849 is amended to incorporate the adjustments and changes set out in the attachment. Section 3, the Finance Department will ensure that the budget is implemented as amended.
Move for adoption. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that agenda item number 10 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who are voting for resolution number 10 indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 11, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute property access agreements with the Arkansas Energy and Environment Division of Environmental Quality, DEQ, enter and perform site assessment of Civic Center complex properties pursuant to the Brownfield redevelopment programs authorized in ACA Section 87-1101 and 42 USC Section 9601 ET SEQ and regulations promulgated thereunder.
Whereas the city desires to explore the possibility of renovating and restoring the properties constituting the Civic Center complex under the Brownfield redevelopment program, and whereas one requirement for participation in the Brownfield program is a site assessment by the Arkansas Energy and Environmental Division of Environmental Quality. Whereas the mayor should be authorized to execute the attached property assessment agreements covering the Civic Center complex properties to permit DEQ to access the properties to conduct the site assessment. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor is authorized to execute the attached property assess agreements for the properties identified to permit DEQ personnel to enter and conduct a site assessment of the property in compliance with the Brownfield redevelopment programs authorized by state and federal law and regulations promulgated pursuant to law.
Move for adoption. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that agenda item number 11 be adopted. Any discussion?
Yes, just one thing. I know it's probably just an area. Is this AGEC?
The Arkansas Department of.
Okay.
Yes, it is Arkansas.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
I think it changed.
Oh, it did?
I think when they did the under Governor Hutchinson when he did the transformation and created all of these sort of overarching departments. I think that's why you see the Arkansas Energy and Environment Division of Environmental Quality. So I think it changed and why it's not ABDQ anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We all know what it is. But thank you for pointing that out. Yes, it's a little, they're a little different now. But anyway, any further discussion, any further questions? Okay, all of those who wish to vote for resolution number 11 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 12, a resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Ambassadors for Christ, Youth Ministries, AFC, for services in combating juvenile crime, reducing violence against children, reducing the emotional impact of violence involving children and families, build community awareness and involvement in the fight against violence against children and related services.
Whereas the City of Pine Bluff Violence Intervention Program promotes and integrates the involvement of government agencies, law enforcement, and social organizations in a cooperative effort to reduce gun violence and combat crime and gang activity. And whereas Ambassadors for Christ Youth Ministries is a Pine Bluff-based nonprofit organization serving youth and children who have been exposed to violence and involved in the development and implementation of violent crime reduction strategies that focus on violent juvenile offenders. And whereas the city, through its GVI program, desires to partner with AFC to enhance and increase the effectiveness of each entity's programs for reduction of juvenile crime and remediating the effects of violence against youth and children. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor is authorized to execute the attached memorandum of understanding with AFC on the terms and conditions therein set forth. The consideration for the agreement is the mutual pledge of services each party will perform under the MOU.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that agenda item number 12 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for the passage of agenda item number 12, the resolution you just heard, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Before reading the announcements, I just wanted to wish the happiest of birthdays tomorrow to Mrs. Mary Lee, a longtime retired educator and community volunteer and just an all-around beautiful soul. She will be 99 tomorrow. Yes. And still gets around. She was just with us when we cut the ribbon on the Merrill Center.
Recording stopped.
So the following are our announcements for October 6th. UAPB will host their official homecoming kickoff festival tomorrow, October 7th, at the W.E. O'Brien Bell Tower from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Join students, faculty, and alumni for the official start of homecoming festivities. Enjoy music, giveaways, and a showcase of campus pride. You can view this week's homecoming events by visiting www.uapb.edu. Join us for the 2025 UAPB Homecoming Parade as we bring Golden Lion Pride to downtown Pine Bluff. The parade will kick off at 9:30 a.m. at 15th and Main Street, filling the streets with music from the marching musical machine of the Mid-South, spirit, and tradition. Item number 3, join us for the UAPB homecoming game at Simmons Bank Field, where the pride of the Delta roars. Come cheer on the UAPB Golden Lions on Saturday, October 11th at 2 p.m. as they take on the Westgate Christian University Ravens in a thrilling matchup you won't want to miss. Item 4, the City of Pine Bluff proudly invites the community to celebrate the re-grand opening of the Opportunity House, a 24-hour residential facility dedicated to providing compassionate care, housing, and support services for individuals experiencing homelessness. That will take place on Thursday, October 23rd at 12 noon. Item number 5, the City of Pine Bluff is a proud partner in hosting the inaugural Pine Bluff Regional Veterans Parade on Saturday, November 15th at 10 a.m. Join us as we honor the brave men and women who have served our nation. Please follow official city communication platforms for updates on participating. And item number 6, the City of Pine Bluff and Cards Waste Disposal will host a second town hall meeting on October 27th at 5:30 p.m. at Southeast Arkansas College, CARC, in Founders Hall. Come out to learn more about the city's new waste services provider, as well as meet the Cards team. Okay. And now we will adjourn and go right into the public comments non-agenda items. Oh, thank you. I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All of those indicate by saying aye. Aye. Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you. All right. On the list is Ambassadors for Christ, and it looks like maybe that ought to have been under agenda items, but I think since it wasn't an agenda item, it couldn't be put on there. And since it's passed, I don't think they need to speak, and I don't think that Ms. Wooten is here anyway. Okay, so then next on the agenda item on the public comments for non-agenda items are Jackie Davis and Gary Sipes regarding accreditation award.
Good evening. My name is Jackie Davis. I'm the Accreditation Director for the Arkansas Association of Chiefs of Police. And Chief Gary Sipes, retired Chief Sipes, is the Executive Director of the Arkansas Association of Chiefs of Police. And we are recognized by the Department of Justice as the accrediting body for the state of Arkansas for law enforcement. Some of you may remember that I was here last year in presenting a basic certificate for a basic accreditation. What we are here tonight is to proudly present Pine Bluff with an advanced accreditation certificate. This requires about 169 standards that they have to agree to up and follow, and then they have to provide about 440 proofs to us that they are following those on a regular basis. And what I would like to say is when we started the program for the basic accreditation about 4 years ago, our goal was for agencies that were in the process to advance from the basic to the advanced accreditation. Pine Bluff was the first agency that we have had that has done that.
Well, look at here.
So now they join 23 other agencies in Arkansas who are considered advanced accredited. And so we would proudly present this certificate. Chief Hadley.
Yes.
I would just like to add, this requires a lot of work by the entire department, especially your administrative staff, and a lot of commitment. And it's something you'd be proud of. Municipal League proudly presses this as a way to further professionalism in law enforcement.
Thank you so much.
Let me say something real quick. I do want to say, and I want to make sure that I do recognize something. This journey did start first off with former Chief Denise Richardson. I do want to make sure I do recognize her for her vision. She wanted us to make sure that we were competitive with other agencies within the state. So when the transition happened and the interim chief, Shirley Warrior, did take over, she didn't just let the ball drop right there. She picked the reins up and she carried us on till we did finally get this accreditation 1. None of this would have been possible if it had not been for this young man right here, Atlas Brown, because like this gentleman said, it takes a lot of work to get this. So
How
I
many
commend my hand out
standards
to
was
them.
that? 169, did you say?
169, yes, ma'am. So he did a lot of leg work. So we do credit. I mean, we probably wouldn't have had him. We probably wouldn't have been here this quick, this fast. So I do take my hat off to you, Mr. Brown. Thank you so much.
May I ask you all to come up on, so maybe we can at least try to get a photo. I don't know who's here. Well, my favorite's in here tonight. You know what? Director Coleman, may I ask you to take a picture of us with my phone? Thank you. Everybody, we still have one more person. Is Mark Franklin here? Okay, so then we've already adjourned and we've heard from everyone. Thank you all for your patience and your presence tonight, and we will see you next time.